Good morning. It's time for Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazer.
I'm Dick Olson. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Dick. And, the hay is down.
Yeah.
Are most into second crop now?
Yeah, I think
noticed.
so.
Okay.
I heard something on the news this morning that and actually 54% of the second crop was done in the state of Wisconsin already.
Okay.
I find that a little bit hard to believe.
Well, I know. I was traveling around here earlier in the week, and there was a lot of hay down.
And,
area, so.
it just basically got, after all that rain, it basically got dry enough for these guys to get out in those fields again. So.
Yeah. The corn looks nice.
Oh, God.
All it took was a little rain and hot weather.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said we were worrying about knee-high corn by the 4th. We had it by plenty.
It's over waist high now.
Yes, absolutely. So.
All right. We're counting down to the football season. I know in a couple of weeks, Neillsville Granton will have a football camp.
Yep.
Coming up here. But
and they've been doing 7-on-7 for the better part of the summer. So, but it's getting that time. So,
but we still got some baseball to talk about. Legion. Post 54, the senior Legion team suffered the second loss to Wausau the other night.
Yeah, they've been having a great year, but fell off there, I guess. So,
only team they've lost to in the conference is Wausau.
Yeah.
They are going to be hosting Merrill tonight, and that game on 92.3 FM WOSQ. Coverage beginning for that one at 6:45 this evening. We had the North and South All-Star game in that Chippewa River Baseball League, the 69th, and it was pretty much all the South. They beat the North 13-1.
Okay.
So you can tell where all that talent is.
Yeah, Osseo always puts together a very talented team. I'm assuming probably the Eau Claire Cavaliers were part of the South too, maybe.
Yeah.
So, and a little maybe not quite as talented to the North, but still, it's a great summer league that they have there.
69th All-Star game. Yeah. So it's been around a while.
I said the Eau Claire Cavaliers. They've been there ever since I remember.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I read this earlier this week. Beginning with the 2027 season, a double first base will now be baseball.
It's something softball has had forever. Back in your and I day, I think.
Sure.
It had it. But, it's a safety thing. You're trying to avoid collisions at first base. And so what it'll be a colored base to the right of the regular base, basically. And the runner coming from first is expected to touch that base, I believe. So,
and the foul line will go between both of those bases.
Yep.
And there were some other rules that now have to be kind of redone with the two bases. So here's a few of those. The batter-runner should use the colored base, as you said, on an initial play at first, unless a fielder is drawn into foul territory to receive a drop third strike, in which case the batter-runner would use the white portion of the base. Once the batter-runner reaches first, the batter-runner must always return to the white base, including when leading off, returning on a pickoff attempt, or tagging up on a fly ball. So they can't use that colored base.
Yeah, the colored base is only used for that play at first. Everything else, it has to be the white base will be the legal base. So if he comes back in on a pickoff and puts his hand on the colored base and the first baseman tags him, he is going to be out.
He's going to be out, right. So. Yep. Okay. The batter-runner may use either side of first base on a base on balls or an extra base hit to the outfield when there's no chance of a play to be made at first. Interference is to be called on batter-runners if they only touch the white portion on a forced play at first and collide with the fielder. Let's see. Another rule was added to note that it is a fair ball if a batted ball hits or bounds off any part of the white portion of the double first base. Alternately, it's a foul ball if a ball hits or bounds off any portion of the colored part of the base.
Yep.
So that'll be something that the umpires will have to look.
Yeah, it's and I said, in baseball with the two-man umpiring, and if there's a runner on first, the umpire behind the pitcher's mound is expected to call that. Might not be so easy, but
they might have to overrule.
The plate umpire is going to have a lot more responsibility, I think. So
right. So. Also, there were some other rules that were made. Two rule changes were approved to bring the baseball rules book in line with NFHS rules. Language to one of the rules allows a school's name, nickname, logo, mascot, and or player's name to be permitted on a uniform top and or pants beginning in 2027.
That's a new one, huh?
Yeah. In addition, another rule states that no player shall wear any audio, microphone, or video camera device during the game.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think they can still wear the catcher thing, but no microphone.
Yeah, that's a little. Yeah, I think there's a thing. I think what they're saying, like a Sunday night baseball, they usually got somebody mic'd up.
Okay,
a
yeah.
couple weeks ago, San Francisco was playing, and they had Willie Adamas.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think it's something like that, or a camera, because they want control of that game for the the video or whatever. So
Okay, all right. Yeah,
interesting stuff.
that's the way it is nowadays.
so
You got to write those rules in.
well,
to make sure they're on
you,
paper.
You got to close every loophole,
Right.
I guess is what it is. So,
Right.
so-
Yeah.
so, but-
Yeah. That's basically what it is.
Speaking of football, WisSportsNet came out with a bunch of their early season top quarterbacks
okay,
and stuff like
okay,
that.
yeah.
And we had a sprinkling of kids from the area.
Okay.
Quarterback Trev Stoffel from Mosinee is on the list. Tight end Luke Stanke from Edgar.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize he was a junior, and now he's a senior. And these are all seniors, by the way.
Okay. All right.
They did not include any underclassmen. Wide receiver Xavier Edwards from DC Everest and Colton Bright from Stratford. So,
Okay.
So Stratford will have a lot of speed there too. And then running backs, Maverick Butt from Edgar had
Okay.
a big game last year in the state championship
Yep.
game. Christian Fantes from Abbotsford, and then Cullen Kramer from Fall Creek, and Brooks Vanderhoof from Stratford, all on the early season watch list for running backs. So, the kitchen is not completely empty for Stratford and Edgar.
No. No. It usually isn't. You don't win that many
No,
titles and make it to state that many times.
Edgar will be going up to D6 this year. It'll be interesting to see how they. But
Right.
I think they can compete anywhere, and I believe Stratford is still in D5. So
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It'll make a difference for some of these teams, and some don't.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Stratford.
yeah, I said it didn't bother them a bit.
No.
You know, they're big, strong, they compete, and it'll be interesting if they do it again this year. Will they someday end up in D4? You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's but the big thing there, new coach this year, with Marshall Lehman taking over the
Right.
program.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and they'll have a new quarterback too. So
And the two coaches they had previous to that were there a long time.
yeah, Cal Takis to I forget the last year's.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember his name too.
His
But,
son was the quarterback.
yeah. Tubbs.
Jason Tubbs.
Yes.
But yeah, they had a very seamless transaction. Well, actually, it goes back to Tom Knopf.
Oh,
who
sure.
was there. And Tom Knopf had a state champion in 86 or 87, I
Yeah,
believe.
right.
And then he went on to Marshfield, and Cal Takis took over. And then when Cal Takis retired from coaching anyway, Jason Tubbs took over. So it's kind of like Green Bay Packer quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers coaches, too.
Right.
You know, so
They've been around a long
so-
time.
But Marshall Lehman, of course, the brother of Nilsville coach Reed Lehman, taking over this year. But he's been a big part of that program for a long time also. So,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
And he, of course, he comes out of the Jerry Sins tree, too. So.
Sure. And and speaking of Lehman, we'd like to send out our well wishes and
yeah.
prayers to continued recovery for their dad
You bet. Absolutely. Absolutely.
as he recovers from heart surgery.
Yep. So, but, it's a big thing. So,
Yeah.
So.
All right. So football there. We got stuff coming up.
Not a lot of stuff coming up, but not here yet.
Not long. Not long. It's coming.
Yeah, I
It's
said,
coming.
what did I say? 39 days or something somebody had on Facebook the other day
Okay.
for the first game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's about less than 4 weeks till the Packers preseason scrimmage. So
Yeah. Yeah. They'll be getting into their training camp here in
a
middle of the month.
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
yeah, so.
Let's go to where are they now here before we get into some
Okay.
other stuff.
Speaking
on
of
the show.
Edgar, we are going to Edgar, Larry, and we're going to talk about Farron Workus. And Farron was a 2012 graduate of Edgar High School. In the fall, Farron was a 3-year letter winner on the Edgar volleyball team. Her sophomore year, Edgar was 2-15, losing to Amherst in the regionals. Farron had 72 assists and 25 kills on the season. Her junior year, the Wildcats were 12-9, losing to Athens in the regionals. Farron had 135 assists and 85 kills on the season, and was named second team on the Merwood South All-Conference team. Her senior year, Edgar was 17-6 on the season, losing to Marathon in the regional finals. Farron had 75 kills and 124 assists, and was named honorable mention All-Conference. In the winter, Farron was a 3-year letter winner on the Edgar girls basketball team. Her sophomore year, the Wildcats were 16-8. They were regional champions, losing in the sectional semis to Amherst. Farron averaged 11 points and 3 rebounds on the season, and was honorable mention selection on the Merwood South All-Conference team. Her junior year, the Wildcats were 16-10. They were regional champs, losing in the sectional finals to Algoma. Farron averaged 11 points and 6 rebounds and was a first-team all-conference selection. Her senior year, the Wildcats were 17-9. They were regional champs, losing in the sectional finals to Lord's Academy. Farron averaged 10.8 points and 8.5 rebounds and was named honorable mention all-conference. In the spring, Farron was a 4-year letter winner on the Wildcats girls track team. Her freshman year, she was a state qualifier in the pole vault. She would finish second with a vault of 10.6, which was the same as first, but she would be awarded second because of more misses throughout the day. Her sophomore year, she again qualified for state in the pole vault. She would be state champ with a vault of 11.6, and she also ran a leg on the Edgar State Champion 4x100 relay team. Her junior year, she again was Division III state champ in the pole vault with a then state record vault of 11 feet 7 inches. She also ran a leg on the Wildcat State Champion 4x100 relay team. Her senior year, she would win her third consecutive WIA State Division III State Pole Vault Champion with a vault of 11.9. She also ran legs on both of the Wildcat State Champion 4x100 relay and 4x200 relay. After graduation, Farron earned an athletic scholarship to Minnesota State Mankato to be part of the Mavericks women track team as a pole vaulter. Her freshman year, she placed second at the Northern State Intercollegiate Indoor Meet, qualifying for the NCAA D2 National Meet, where she would place seventh with a vault of 12.8, which would earn her All-American honors. During the outdoor season, she would place seventh at the conference meet, qualifying her for the NCAA D2 National Outdoor Meet. Her sophomore year, she placed fifth at the indoor meet and seventh at the outdoor meet, qualifying her for both the NCAA D2 indoor and outdoor meets. Her junior year, she finished eighth indoor and third outdoor, qualifying for both national meets. In her senior year, she placed third indoor and first outdoor at the conference meet. At the NCAA, at the national outdoor meet, she placed third with a vault of 13 feet 1 inch, earning All-American honors. Farron's outdoor vault of 13.1 is fifth all-time at Mankato. Her indoor vault of 13.6 ranks fourth all-time at Mankato. Farron graduated from Minnesota State Mankato in 2016 with a bachelor's in sports management. She would then earn her master's from Minnesota State Mankato in 2018 in sports management. Today, Farron is Director of Performance at ET Sports Performance, located in the Twin Cities. ETS Sports Performance is a year-round training facility for athletes in all sports, including track, where Farron specializes. Farron Workus Bednarski and her husband Casey reside in the Twin Cities. Casey was an outstanding kicker and punter for Mankato, who had tryouts in both the NFL and Canadian football leagues. He holds the Mankato record with a 63-yard field goal. And just to know, 67 is the record for NCAA too, Larry. So,
wow.
So
63.
Yeah. So Farron Workus, Larry.
All right. Yeah. Those some good pole vault numbers there.
Ooh. Yeah. I'll tell you what. And you go through those years, Edgar was just amazing girls track.
Yeah.
They were just amazing.
Yeah.
I said the 4 years that she was on the track team, they won all the 4x100, 200, and 400 relays, all 4 years that she was in school. I said, that is amazing.
Yeah,
I said, and 30 points, and of course they had Tessa Thurs at the same time. She would win all the. I mean, they were winning the team title by over 50 to 60 points.
Yeah.
That was It was just amazing. So,
Good stuff there.
Yeah.
For where are they now? I bet you could do about 8 shows from Edgar.
Yeah, just from 29 to 2012. It's my go-to.
Yeah, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. All right, baseball. How about the showdown the other night with Jacob Mizorowski and
how about that?
Clayton Kershaw?
Yeah, I said, first of all, Mizorowski was amazing. I mean, he gave up a leadoff home run to Ohtani, but then he just settled down, struck out 12 over 6 innings. But I was also amazed at how Clayton Kershaw, how he has revolved.
Yeah.
I mean, here's guys that had injuries, and I mean, he's still throwing 89, 90 miles an hour fast, but his curveball, his off-speed stuff is just amazing. So, but the Brewers were able to scratch out 3 runs. So,
that was that was a good one to watch. Mizorowski had his stuff working.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the Brewer pitching rotation is coming in pretty solid. If just amazing how Brandon Woodruff came off that.
Yeah, they got that nice free agent Brandon Woodruff coming in.
Yeah, I said that was just amazing. He had not been on a major league mound in almost 2 years.
Yeah,
and just he never looked like he missed a beat. And then Peralta's pitching well. Quintana, then Prefer and the Miz. So it looks, and the bullpen. I said the other night, I think LA was just amazed because they brought 3 guys in, and I don't think any of them threw a pitch less than 100 miles an hour the other night.
Well,
so.
I mean, when you get Mizorowski, and then you get him set up with those 3 guys, when you get, who was it, Freitag?
Well, the other night it was
Freitag.
Koenig.
That's what I'm thinking.
Koenig, and then
you go Uribe,
and then Trevor McGill.
Yeah.
But, just amazing.
When you get to that 7th inning, those 3 guys come in. Look out.
Yeah, and you can throw Nick Mears in there, too, and a couple others.
Yeah, they got some good setup guys.
Yeah, so the other night, Andrew Vaughn, who the Brewers just called up because Rhys Hoskins went down with a thumb injury, he became the 5th Brewer in history to homer in his first at-bat. Mike Hegan did it in 1969 with the Seattle Pilots.
Okay.
Rob Deere, 1986. And then Royce Clayton, I forgot he even played for the Brewers.
That's right.
In 2003. Yeah. And Gabe Gross in 2006.
Him I don't remember.
Yeah, he was a little left-handed batter. But,
okay.
I remember him playing for the Brewers.
Oh, no.
So,
well, I guess if they hit their first time, I guess they probably were a little obscure.
So, but then another baseball note, too, Larry. Tuesday night, Patrick Bailey of the San Francisco Giants became the first player since 2016 to have a walk-off inside the park home run.
Was that a legitimate inside the park?
Yeah, he hit it to Triples Alley in the San Francisco park, and it hit that brick wall, and it bounced way to the left.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, but, the last player to do it in the majors was 2016. Bailey became the 3rd catcher in history to do it, and the first one since 1926.
Oh, geez. Wow. Yeah, catchers are not known for their speed.
But that was, I watched the replay, and I had seen this happen in an All-Star game, too. That big brick wall, and it took a bounce and just, the left fielder's coming towards it, and the center fielder's going toward it. And
it went right past him.
Oh,
okay.
And there wasn't even a throw made to the plate. So,
I suppose once it got by those guys, you could run forever.
Yes.
Speaking of All-Star or baseball, the All-Star rosters were announced. The starters in the National League, we'll see if you agree with them. The catcher will be Will Smith, first baseman Freddie Freeman, Ketel Marte, the second baseman, Francisco Lindor, the shortstop, Manny Machado, the third baseman. The outfield will have Ronald Acuna Jr., Pete Crow Armstrong, and Kyle Tucker, and Shohei Ohtani's the DH.
Yeah, I think for the most part they've got it pretty right. I don't know. At shortstop you could argue the guy from Cincinnati.
He's a reserve. Ellie De La Cruz.
Catcher wise, I don't think Contreras had been in the last couple of years, but he's only hitting 240. He's not. It's.
Hunter Goodman is the other one. I'm not sure what team he plays for.
I'm not sure.
He's the reserve.
But in the outfield, I think Pete Crow Armstrong definitely earned it, as has Kyle Tucker. Acuna just came off the injured reserve.
Interesting there.
Yeah, but
Fernando Tatis is interesting.
Yeah, and then Juan Soto got completely left off the team.
And James Wood.
And James Wood is
he's a reserve, but
there were some. That one was interesting, and but who knows? The fans did the voting, so,
right. Then the pitchers, of course. Freddie Peralta makes it for the Brewers.
He makes it, but he is scheduled to pitch Sunday for the Brewers. So, so he ain't going to pitch.
Okay.
All-Star game. So,
and I'm sure they want him to pitch.
Yeah, I mean
the Brewers want him to.
They have a 3-game set with the Nationals this weekend, and you got Priester going on Friday, Woodruff on Saturday, and Peralta on Sunday. So I think you put that team over everything.
I would think you
Peralta will still go out there and be introduced, but he will not pitch.
All right. Well, he did make the All-Star.
Yeah, absolutely. At 10-3, and I believe it with an ERA below 3. I believe.
Yeah,
so,
it is. Yeah.
So he's having an outstanding season. So
that pitching staff looks pretty good for the National League. Paul Skeens, there's a guy that.
Yeah,
under 2 with an ERA, but record's 4-7.
No run support.
No.
Yeah, I said he pitched lights out. The Brewers were able to scratch out 4 runs against him, but he just got absolutely nothing. He went up against Mizorowski that day, and Pittsburgh just does not have a line. O'Neill Cruz is pretty good. He hits the home runs, but they just don't have solid hitting. They Adam Frazier, and then the little right fielder always kills the Brewers too. But other than that, McCutcheon too. But
Reynolds.
Yes. But other than that, they just don't have consistent hitting. Charlie Hayes at third, or Charlie Hayes' son plays third. They always thought but he has done nothing offensively. Yeah. Outstanding fielder, but they got plenty of them on their team. So
I see O'Neill Cruz is going to be in the home run derby. They're still looking for 3 guys. If you want to go down.
Yeah, sure. break out.
Well, the names that are saying they're not going to go are big.
Pete Alonso pulled out.
There's a lot of names that aren't going.
And I think a lot of guys realize that contest takes a lot out of you.
It does.
It really does. Yeah. And there's been guys who screwed up their second half of the season by participating in that home run contest. So over the years.
It's all, you're swinging to the fence and not, and then when you get up to bat, it doesn't work.
Speaking of home run contests, the Brewers are having this company anniversary, July 25th of American Family Field.
Okay.
And they're bringing back a bunch of guys for home run contests.
Oh, really? From old Brewers?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Ryan Brown is captaining one team, and Carlos Gomez is captaining the other. Prince Fielder, Eric Thames.
Thames. Wow.
Yeah. Niger Morgan.
Oh.
Giovanni Gallardo.
They bringing back any of the old, like Gorman Thomas?
No, it was all
not that far
kind
back.
of that, that 2010 era team. It's all those guys. So,
okay.
So, but after the game on that Friday, they're going to have a home run derby contest.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So I would, and who did they say? Oh, Keon Broxton is. And they think he has a good chance because he's probably played this lately. So.
The one that has played the most recent.
Yeah, one other note about the All-Star game, too, Larry. MLB is going to use the automatic ball strike system.
I just read that, yeah.
Each team will be given 2 challenges with the ability to retain if successful. Only a pitcher, catcher, or batter can ask for a challenge. So.
Yeah, that will be interesting.
Yeah.
I guess they have to do it right
away
after the pitch.
And the way I guess it comes up on the scoreboard, and the home plate umpire looks at it and determines whether or not it should.
I never seen it during. They did it during spring training, but I didn't.
There's a lot of people who feel it could become permanent next year.
Well, apparently 72% of fans who were polled during spring training said the impact on their experience at the game was a positive one.
Yeah, so I don't know. If a guy gets called out on a iffy 3-2 pitch, it's in a big game, it's not a bad thing to have. So, and you look at there was a players ballot too, and most of them said as long as it's just a challenge, they don't want 100% of technology calling.
Right.
They want the game to be by humans, but
I wonder what the umpires think.
I don't know. I don't. They used it in spring training, but I've never seen an umpire who commented on that.
Yeah,
so
if they thought it was kind of degrading to them, or
I don't know. So they seem to handle the other challenge system pretty good.
Yeah,
right. But they're not making New York is making those calls. They've got a lot of different ways they can do that too. So
and interesting how it's how they ask for it. They tap their helmet. Either their hat or helmet. They tap to ask for a replay.
Nothing fancy. But then you look at the other replay, and the manager's going like this.
That's
how he does it.
Yeah,
so.
that's interesting ways of. There's no flags, I guess, in football.
No.
You don't have the red flag.
They throw the red flag out there. So, but,
speaking of football, the NFL all-quarter century team was announced.
Yes, absolutely. So,
the quarterback on the offense is Tom Brady.
Yep.
Was that?
I think it's good.
Some of the others on the list were Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, Brees. Yeah. Running backs: LaDainian Tomlinson and Adrian Peterson.
I don't have
a
problem.
This is the all-quarter century.
Yeah, it's the first 25. I don't have a problem either one because Adrian Peterson in his prime was the best.
Yeah.
And since Adrian Peterson has been out, running back has become less important.
Right. Yeah.
And LaDainian Tomlinson, I believe he holds the all-time scoring record for a season.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a touchdown machine. So, but yeah, the running back position, has not really been that important till last year again when Barkley took over again. Now maybe it's back on the rebound, but yeah, Adrian Peterson was the best, no doubt about that.
Wide receivers, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, and Terrell Owens.
I don't have a problem with any of them. I don't like Terrell Owens, but
well, personality. Yes,
that catch against the Packers in '99 or whatever.
I see. Larry Fitzgerald is on that list too.
Yeah.
He's a good one.
His son just committed to Notre Dame too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He and his son
receiver.
Yep. And then you remember Jermichael Finley who played?
Yeah,
his son also. So Notre Dame getting a pretty good athletes there.
Yeah,
so.
at least name wise.
Larry Fitzgerald was a great receiver who toiled in anonymity in Arizona.
Yeah.
I think Larry Fitzgerald could have got a lot more laurels than he did.
Yes.
Man.
Rob Gronkowski is the tight end on that team. Trent Williams and Walter Jones are the tackles. Zach Martin and Alan Faneca are the guards, and Jason Kelsey is the center.
Okay.
This is the all quarter century team, so it's the last 25 years.
And I guess I don't have any problem with that. I don't, Zach Martin was great for Dallas. Same thing with Faneca at Pittsburgh. Walter Jones was outstanding at Seattle. So, that's
defensive linemen, you got Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, and Warren Sapp.
Okay.
Warren Sapp.
God, was Warren Sapp? Did he play after 2000? He was more in the 90s, wasn't he?
Yeah, I didn't think he was into the 2000s.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Edge rushers, Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt.
Not bad. There's got to be, boy, those are late guys.
Yeah.
I don't
got
know.
DeMarcus Ware on there, Jared Allen, Von Miller.
Yeah, Jared Allen never gets enough notice, but either did Ware either. So, but
that's all right. He's on Minnesota.
Yeah.
Linebackers, Ray Lewis and Luke Kuechly.
I think that is awesome choices there.
Urlacher was on the list.
Yeah, Urlacher, there's another guy that was more 90s.
I thought, and Derek Brooks, too. I thought he was more.
Derek Brooks was definitely 90s.
Yeah.
Luke Kuechly, there's a guy that toiled in anonymity in Carolina, but he was a tackling machine.
Yes, he was.
And Ray Lewis was the best ever to play middle linebacker, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah. Cornerbacks, Darrell Revis, Champ Bailey, and Charles Woodson.
Yeah. I think they hit that one right on the head there.
And the safeties, too, Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu.
Okay, yeah.
Ed
Reed, Troy Polamalu, yeah. So.
And the special teams, you got the kicker is Justin Tucker, punter Shane Leckler, and kick returner Devin Hester.
Yeah, they hit them all on the head there. Yeah, it's hard to say. Justin Tucker, of course, just got waived by the Ravens, so but you got more problems right now, but at least he got that to fall back on. So.
Yes.
So.
Wimbledon is heading into the semifinals.
Yeah.
In fact, the women are going today.
Yeah. Okay. You got Belinda Bencic versus Iga
Swiatek.
Okay. I can't hardly spell the names.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And then Sabalenka and Anisimova. And she's from the United States.
Amanda Anisimova is from the United States.
Tomorrow it'll be Carlos Alvarez and Tyler Fritz, the men, and then I believe the Joker and Yannick Sinner.
So,
so.
Should be a good one there. Yannick Sinner and Djokovic.
Yeah, I tell you what, I still like Carlos Alvarez to come out of that though. So.
He's going to have his work cut out for him.
And I think these are going to be two. He's going to have a lot of problem with Tyler Fritz.
Yeah, those two semifinals for the men are going to be good.
So, anyway, the women's final is Saturday, and the men's final is Sunday. So,
yes.
So.
Yeah, Wimbledon.
Okay.
Always right around that 4th of July weekend.
Golf-wise, the golfers, most of them, some are at the Scottish Open this week, and that is precursor to next week's. They used to call it the British Open in my day. I guess it's just the Open now.
Now it's just called the Open Championship. So. It's going to be in Northern Ireland.
Yes, it is. Yep.
So I'm sure the weather will be real nice.
Nice, yeah. I wish they were back here.
Well, that's why they're going to the Scottish Open, a lot of them, to get warmed up.
Well, they wish they were back at Oakmont.
Yeah, I'm sure. By the end of that week, they probably will.
A
reminder, American Legion Baseball tonight on 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Marshfield Senior Legion, post 54, taking on Merrill today.
Yep. That's
7 o'clock.
Winding down, too, isn't it? They'll be starting their tournaments in a couple weeks, too.
Yeah,
so,
got to get that all done before football starts.
Football's coming fast.
This goes one season into the next.
Yeah, that's right.
One season into the next. All right. that will wrap it up for this week on Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazer.
I'm Dick Olson.
And we'll talk to you again next week.